Good morning and Happy New Year, YouTube 2023. Speaking of 2023, here's my Kawasaki 2023 Brute Force 750. Today I'm putting on the Dalton spring. That's the part number. It says 2012 and up for 26 to 28 inch mud tires. I don't really have that, but I do have some 27 trilobites from Tusk and 14-inch wheels. So this obviously changed my gearing ratio a little bit, so my bottom end is sorely lacking. It doesn't have the get up and go at the bottom end, and this is supposed to fix that. I was going to order the whole clutch kit, but the nice folks where I ordered these from told me that all I should need is the springs, so that saved me a nice chunk of money. I've already loosened all the bolts on the course case. There's a few in the back corner back there. They're kind of hard to get to. I also was told, or saw on YouTube maybe, or read in the forums, that don't disconnect your electrical. Just pull everything off and set it on top of the seat. That way it won't affect the, I believe it was automatic engine braking could be affected. So let me see if I can get that off without doing that. Yeah, so that wasn't too bad. You can see this is a 2023. I've only got about 200 miles on it. After the initial break-in, the last 60 or 70 miles was at Durham town here in Georgia. Great place to ride if you ever get a chance or you want to travel. You won't be disappointed. Lots of tracks, lots of fun. And I rode the hell out of it, and I guess everything looks good. Need to check belt deflection. That is a key that they stress many times in the installation. Make sure you adjust that, and if it's not where it's supposed to be, you got to take the back off and add some shims, little washers, flat washers of different thicknesses, to get this where it's supposed to be as far as the proper adjustment, which I think is 7/8 of an inch. I forget the millimeters, but first thing we got to do, loosen that so we can put the clutch puller in there. It goes to the right to loosen, which is opposite of most. I think they call it left-hand thread. So I'm going to put my impact on it. Hopefully it pops right off. It did. I'll show you, we got 3 washers, 2 regular, and then this one's beveled. It's got a slight bevel there and down there. I'm sure that's to help align the clutch where it's supposed to be. Alright, we got the tool. It's going to go left to tighten. Sorry, it's going to the right. Okay. Not sure if this is the same socket. As luck would have it, it is. So we'll give it a quick pop and hopefully the clutch will pop right off. Yeah, it did its job. Looks loose to me. So I forgot to hit record. But the nut is, the big nut there on the secondary is 1 1/16. Might want to make sure you have that before you start this project. Don't think a crescent or adjustable wrench will do it for you. So it looks like I'm quickly discovering that the 2023 750 is just like all the others. That's not a bad thing. I guess tried and true. It's a 750 V twin that's been around since, I guess this generation has been since 2012, I guess. So going on 11 years now that it's 2023. The clutch looks the same from what I've seen. This is my first and only Kawasaki Brute Force, so I can only speak for this one. But a lot of research on YouTube, watching other guys do the same process. I just couldn't find anything on the 2023. So I just wanted to document this for anybody else who was wondering, like me, are they the same? What I've been told is it's mostly cosmetic, you know, the paint scheme, stuff like that. But I'll just go through this process and hopefully it helps somebody else if they're thinking about doing the same thing. So I'm going to go ahead and mark where I take these off, so because it's supposed to go back on just like it came off when I changed the spring out. So I'm going to go ahead and mark that. I believe there's, yeah, so there's an arrow here. So I'm going to put a mark here so I know to put it back, these plates back on just like that. So I just wanted to point out that I, along with the Amazon clutch pulling tool that was a lot cheaper than, say, the Kawasaki hardened steel one, I think it's about half price. I don't have the information with me right now, but I also bought the not the most expensive clutch puller jig here, and I gotta say the tolerance is really good. It fits over the collar really well. I'll try to post links in the description of where I bought the parts if you're thinking about doing this. I think I got both pieces, the clutch puller and then this jig for compressing the springs, for about 70 bucks. So not too bad considering this tool alone. I think the official one was close to 60 or 50 in the US, so for what that's worth. I just want to make a quick note that I did not recall seeing in any other videos about the clutch, is it has these guide pins. I don't know if this is new to the 2023 or not, but the little sleeves. All the more reason to make sure we line them up, because I'm not sure if the hole looks like it's a little bigger than this one, so I guess you can't screw it up. So that's a good engineering design. I think you can't get it on wrong, because these holes look to be smaller than these two where the guide pins are. So good job there, Kawasaki. Alright, got the top off. This is what, 200 hours on a brand new motorcycle, it looks like. That's the tightly fitting part of the jig that allows me to take the clutch spring out. Might clean that out a little bit. I'm not sure what that light colored tan, whatever that is, I'm not sure what that is. Can't really rub it off with my finger or anything. There's a stock spring, and there is the Dalton other spring. Looks like it's a little bit shorter. So again, I went from stock 25 tires up to 27 inch and 10 ply, I believe these are, maybe 8 ply, but they're almost double the weight. So that's the reason for doing this. Updating, try to recover some of my bottom end that I was losing. The bike is still crazy fast, plenty of power, but I like having the low end grunt to take off quick. get around corners faster. I ride it like a racing quad, which I kind of nicknamed it Dumbo, because it's like trying to fly an elephant off some of these jumps. It's so big and heavy, but it holds up good. I did go with the Elka Stage 3 shock, so that's probably got a lot to do with why it's holding up so good. So hopefully this final mod will help with the power. I'm not sure if this is just a surface coating. Hopefully it's not cracks or potential failure of the clutch itself. This thing is only 2 months old, so I'm thinking maybe it's just whatever coating is on here. But if my clutch comes apart, this was at 200 miles. I've still got plenty of warranty. So if anybody else has seen this or knows why it's like that, let me know. I'm a little concerned just by the way it looks. Got a little brake cleaner and Scotch-Brite pad scuffing up, removing off the belt marks and that crosshatch pattern. Okay, now we got the secondary all mounted up. Haven't cleaned it yet. That's probably a good shot of what it looked like. The other one looked like before I cleaned it. Kind of gray and dingy looking. But just like all the other clutch you've probably seen on YouTube, this one's got the snap ring, so I'm going to remove the snap ring. Alright, so got the springs loaded in both the primary and secondary. Didn't put any shims in it. I'm going to check the belt deflection to see if I need to take it back off and put the shims in it or take one out. It's actually supposed to be riding at, I think I found it earlier, about 7/8 of an inch, or between 22 and 26 millimeters right there between. So let's check that, make sure that's good before button everything up. And just to make sure I'm doing it right, I'm going to go ahead and put the bolts on, just kind of snug, and check the deflection. I'm not going to tighten it down because I probably may have to take it right back off. So, alright, so I got it on, took a little, I lined up that mark with the slot on the shaft. And look down in there. I didn't see any guide pin or anything, but it's on there now. So now it's time to check belt deflection, and that is done by, let's see if I can get the camera where it's easier to see. So I'm gonna try to do this. I'll take a straight edge, and it's supposed to be between 22, and you put it flat like that, push the belt down, and then take a measurement to see where you're at. So I'm assuming it's the top ridge is where you're supposed to, top ridge on the belt, and I'll explain that in just a minute. This is a two-man job here.